Hey there. Have you ever tried drugs? What? That's a totally normal way to start a conversation. I want to talk about something like crack. It's kind of crack adjacent. Taint, if you will. It's Vampire Survivors, and it's the hottest new thing on the streets if you live in 2022. If you haven't heard of the game, well, I'm surprised, but I guess not everyone lives their life hooked up to the gaming media hype cycle just to feel a small drip of the joy they felt when they were a kid, before the world robbed their eyes of all warmth and hope. What's that like? To feel anything. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the game. It's kind of a top-down bullet hell, but there's a few caveats that make it a lot more welcoming to casual players. First, you don't attack. Your character does that automatically, so you can focus on avoiding enemies. And there aren't a ton of bullets either. One of the earliest characters you can get is this old man, and he has a smell that could take out Goku. This causes smaller dangers like bats and projectiles to disintegrate like a wave against the wall of his ball stank. Secondly, there's a huge variety of builds, but almost all of them are viable. So when you're just starting out, it's less likely that you'll wind up in an unwinnable situation. Later, your random assortment of crap can evolve into even more deadly crap. If you take this bloody kidney stone and you add it to the old man's ball sack, it turns into a hernia that still reeks, but it also heals him. There's an encyclopedia of unlockables that helps guide the player naturally towards new challenges and modes of play, and gently gets them out of their comfort zone so they don't keep playing every round as that old man. Third, there's a system of power-ups you can buy outside of your runs, and it keeps you moving up that power curve, so even when you lose, you don't feel like you wasted a lot of your time. You're always getting better and stronger and finding some new toy to try out to see how it fits in with what you already know. While you start out struggling against one tiny bat, you end the game in an explosion of color so ridiculous that you literally can't even see yourself anymore. This isn't edited, and I'm still working on the DLC. I assume it gets worse. On Steam, the game will run you a cool $5, but if you want to play it on your phone, it's free, and you can choose to pay for the DLC if you want. The first taste is free, as they say, and it works wonderfully. I'll be damned if you can pull one dirty dollar from my cold, dead, bony hands, but I bought the game on PC, and then, after enjoying it, I bought all of its add-ons and DLC, and then I did it again on the phone, because it really is that good. The game design idea of the day is the compulsion loop. It's when you build a system around giving a player feedback that makes them want to keep playing.
We're all having orgasms literally all the time.
In the early game, rewards are thrown at you constantly with bright lights and music, a lot like a slot machine, and that's not by accident. Even the design on the chest screen probably reminds you of the one-armed bandit. Those rewards open up new challenges that open up new rewards until suddenly it's 4 AM and you need to wake up for work at 5. Some of you might think that sounds familiar. From the earliest pinball machines to the biggest players in the MMO space, every game developer has to understand a little bit of human psychology and the way that they can manipulate a player's enjoyment. Some developers choose to take that knowledge and twist it to the extreme as a way to squeeze every last penny out of a player base that they clearly have no love or respect for. This dopamine machine is a lot more generous. You don't even have the option to feed it more money, but once you get that first taste, it can keep you coming back for a long, long time. If you're struggling with addiction, you should seek help. But if you're not, and you'd like to be, try Vampire Survivors.